Light of My Life is a second film directed by actor Casey Affleck, and it depicts a world where most women have died off due to a mysterious disease. In this world, a man must protect his daughter, as she is one of the last ones to be born. Think children of men, but with women. This movie has the most unfortunate timing, as this is Casey Affleck's first project coming off of his sexual harassment allegations, which tainted this movie before it came out, which more than likely hurt its distribution. I mean, it's not as bad timing as Roman Polanski making a movie about a falsely accused man at the height of Me Too, but it's still pretty bad. Anyway, let's talk about the actual film's quality. It's actually surprisingly decent. I say surprisingly because the director's previous film soured me on his directing skills. Casey Affleck's acting is obviously the show stealer here. He's always been a great actor that towers over his contemporaries while still complimenting their performances, and here is no different. The young actor Anna isn't great, but she does fine, and isn't as underwhelming as the majority of child actors. Everything is centered around the acting, from the dialogue to the framing to the way scenes are filmed. Sometimes this framing gets in the way of scenes and is too distracting, but more often than not it doesn't. There isn't anything exceptional about the cinematography or the directing, but it does the job. Unlike most post-apocalyptic films, Light of My Life's world never becomes bigger than its characters. The movie's focus is always on them and not the world they inhabit. The dialogue mirrors how real people talk, and that brings up some problems, mostly in pacing. Sometimes it's too ponderous and makes some scenes seem like they're meaningless and a waste of time, but that dialogue also results in some great scenes. There's a scene where Casey Affleck's character gives his daughter the sex talk, and to be honest, it's one of my favorite scenes of the year. The natural feel it has is just so absorbing. The same goes for how the action scenes play out. Moments of tension are introduced without the impending warning of said danger being fairly obvious. They pop up abruptly and don't feature a lot of screaming or unrealistic fighting, just a silent, desperate struggle, punctuated by a score that's simple but effective. The use of sound really ties the film together. Without it, some of the action scenes would lose all tension and just be mildly entertaining. I like how the characters aren't giving grandiose speeches about fate or the morality of the world, and just talk like ordinary people, and not overly intelligent, typical end-of-the-world characters. At the heart of its story is just a scared girl and a father trying to protect her. The movie knows this and never tries to be bigger than that. Not every film has to tackle a bunch of themes or feature a dozen action scenes to be entertaining or moving. I'd always prefer to watch a movie with a strong emotional core that tackles one or two themes well, than one that has 3 times the action, that struggles to communicate its grand philosophical statement. The ending leaves something to be desired, as it's somewhat ambiguous, yet what surrounds it makes up for it. If the whole movie was as good as the ending section, then this would have been one of the best films of the year. While there's nothing exceptional about its filmmaking, Light of My Life tells this simple story well enough to be called a good movie that's worth seeing.